Guys, I am back for KG Hustle, but you only got the G in the KG, so it's just Georgia tonight with you all. Yes, it is mommy hour. That's why I have my wine with me. Moscato, that's what I like, okay? Another sip before I get started. Let's go. Okay, I'm done. Let's go. Let's get into it, guys. Okay, so I have everything on my phone because I can barely remember 25 facts about me, much less, being able to recite that. I'm not in school anymore. I graduated college. So as far as memorization goes, done. So let's get into it. Okay, fact number 1. In college, I changed my major 5 times. I know, 5, crazy. Yes. And I was still able to graduate. And I only graduated the summer after I was supposed to. So I didn't graduate in May, but I graduated in August. So let me go through, the 5 ones that I had. So when I went into Baylor, I wanted to be an anthropologist. My major was international studies. Anthropology is pretty much the study of people and the study of cultures. Is what I wanted to do. Okay, and then I was like, this ain't for me. So my number 2 was psychology. I wanted to be a sports psychologist. Sports psychology is basically how the mind plays a really relevant role in sports and how they, both go together, okay? Yeah, I ain't study it, so I can't give you the best example. But anyways, that was number 2. And then I dropped that, and for the summer, I dropped that, and probably like in May, I probably dropped it. And then the summer before I left from school, that summer, I was a business major. When I got back, really over the summer, I changed it again. I went back to psychology. I was like, no, I do want to be a psychologist, a sports psychologist to be exact. And so I went back that following fall, and I was studying psychology. And then I didn't really get booted from the program, but there was one course. It was like the stats course for our psychology program where it's like the weed out class. And yeah, I got weeded out. Now I dropped it early, so I didn't have to didn't have to fail the class. So, but yeah, I was like, I'm gonna take this note and I'm gonna go. I don't. So, and then so that's what 3. Or maybe that's 4, I don't know. Okay, and then my last and final one that I graduated with was exercise physiology. So exercise physiology is pretty much how exercise affects the body. Yes, and I enjoyed it. So I graduated with a BS, Bachelor's of Science and Education in Exercise Physiology from Baylor University, girl. I got that scripted and written down and ready to go at any point, okay? So don't kiss me because I got it. BSED in Exercise Physiology, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I know those were my 5 major changes while I was at Baylor. Okay, fact number 2. I have 2 older brothers and a younger sister. So all my life, for the most part, I was one of the ones in the middle. Once I got into college, my nephew came along and we adopted him, and I actually became the middle. So now I have 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. 2 older brothers at the top, a younger sister, and a younger brother at the bottom. I can go through the names. Oldest, Curtis. Next, Sammy, Georgia, of course. And then Alicia and Braden. So those are my siblings. And I do have like older half siblings, a few. So yeah. Tip number 3. People like to tell me that I tend to come off as a tomboy, but in reality, once they get to know me, they're like, no, you're definitely a girly girl. And, it is what it is, I guess. I don't try to be, more tomboy, and I don't try to be more girly girl. I think it's just me. So, yeah. Tip number 4. I have piercings, earrings. I had one up here, but it kind of closed up. So, don't have any tattoos. Tip number 5. Yes, hunty. Growing up, I wanted to be a young mom. I actually did. I wanted to have my children by like 22, 23, until I realized when I got in college at what life stage I would be at when I was that age. And I was like, I don't think I can have no children at this age. And then I ended up doing it anyway. Not on purpose. Obviously, well, I don't know if that's obvious, but not on purpose. So I got pregnant with Maya when I was 20. And then I was pregnant with her when I was 21. I had turned 21 about probably like 3 months into my pregnancy. So my 21st birthday was fun because it was me and her partying. And she was doing most of the partying because she was probably kicking me. So yes, I always wanted to be a young mom until I reached the age of 20, 22, 23, and then it actually happened anyway. So, I guess I spoke that into my existence. Okay, tip number 6. My first time going out of the country was actually with Kyler and his family to Turks and Caicos. Yes, they invited me on the trip, and I was ready to get out the country and go. So I was excited. It was fun, and I really enjoyed myself. Yeah. So tip number 7. My first time ever traveling on a plane was my sophomore year in college. I know. I don't know if that's surprising, but it happened. And I was definitely nervous, but I got through it. And I went to Chicago. So tip number 8. The only way I found out that I was pregnant with Maya when I did was because I missed my period. And then, from that, I was like, I know good and well I'm not pregnant. No. So since I scratched that out, I thought I was like going through some sort of diabetic symptoms of diabetes, because this was going into my senior year. So this was the end of my junior year, going to my senior year. Well, my freshman year, I actually had the doctor tell me that if I don't change my diet, I could be a pre-diabetic. So I was like, well, maybe this is, I did not research that, so I wasn't for sure exactly, but I was like, I know I'm not pregnant, so I'm going to try to jump to any other thing that I can. But yeah, it ended up being pregnancy. And yeah, and now Maya's here. So yes, tip number 9. Up into my senior year in high school, I actually expected to go to college on a basketball scholarship. But my senior year, going into it, I actually had knee surgery, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. I don't love it. No, and I'm honestly really because, I put a lot of work in for my team throughout those, 3 years. And when I had my surgery, no one from the team was there for me. Only I got a text one time from the assistant coach who then became the head coach, because my actual head coach at the time, she left and went to a different school. I think she went to go coach junior high. So yeah, no one texted me, no one looked out for me, So I was like, y'all don't care about me? I'm done, So on that note, let me take a sip, okay? It's not tea, but it's wine, Okay, tip number 10. I am a homebody. I like to stay home. I like to be in my house, on my couch. I will go places, but I don't like to go places. But I'm a homebody, so yeah. Tip number 11. When I got pregnant, I was so relieved to find out that I was having a girl. I was honestly scared to have a boy because, if any circumstances occurred, I didn't want to have to raise him by myself. So thank God it was a little girl. Okay, tip number 12. This is random, but hey, it's called 25 Random Facts About Me. So tip number 12, I always wanted a gay best friend. Never had one, but I would like to have a gay best friend. So if you want to be my best friend, come out, let me know. Tip number 13. When I had Maya, I actually had a natural birth. During that process, I was like, you know what? I don't want the epidural. I already have back pains. I don't want more back pains. So I was like, yeah, I want a natural birth. Or if I can't do that, then I want to wait to the last minute and ask for the epidural, which is what I did, because I was like, why am I torturing myself with these contractions? Oh my goodness. In 3 hours, she was here. So I was feeling the contractions progress. And after 2 contractions at let's say 3 centimeters, I could feel it progress to 4 centimeters. That's how intense and quick they were. So I was like, why am I torturing myself? Let me just get this epidural. So I had the nurse tell the doctor, and he was on it. She was like, he's coming. She checked me, and she seen that I was 10 centimeters, and pretty much she told him I don't know if she told him, but basically it ended up being too late. So I had a natural birth, which is what I wanted, which I will never do again. Tip number 14. Maya, so, you can't see it because I have makeup on, but I have a mark right here on the side of my face. And Maya has the same mark on the same left side of her face, basically in the same, area. And the funny thing is, when she came out, or when we like realized that she had that mark, I was like, what? Hers is a birthmark. But guys, mine's not a birthmark. Mine is a burn mark. Yes, a burn mark. So I just was like, God is quite funny with that one. I probably was a little insecure about it. So that's why I thought he was like funny, because he, in a way, put, I guess, my insecurity onto her. And I think it's beautiful on her. So it's like teaching me how to love my insecurities and flaws. But yeah, she has a birthmark. I have a burn in the same position. So yeah, that's funny. Tip number 15. My first and only concert that I've been to was when Lecrae, he's a gospel rapper, came to Baylor University. That's it. I know, boring. I know, yeah. I don't know. I say I'm a homebody, so what would you expect? Okay. Tip number 16. Initially, I didn't really like the name Maya. Well, I didn't like the name Maya for my daughter. I actually liked Ari, spelled A-R-I. Kyler liked the name Maya, and he was, coming up with all these names, and Maya stuck with him, and I was like, okay, I kind of like that one. We can keep it. We can, but keep looking. And he kept coming up more and more names, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let this one go, and her name can be Maya. So that's how she became Maya. Let's see. Tip number 17. We grew up in kind of like a small house. It was a 3-bedroom house. So it was, my brothers were in one room, me and my sister was in another room, and then my parents had their room. So growing up, I never had my own room. And then even my freshman year in college, I had a roommate, so I didn't have my own room then. So I didn't even have my own room until I was a sophomore in college when I got my own apartment. Yep. Okay, tip number 19. I actually had my first kiss in 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. I don't know, is that too late? Is that too early? I don't know. Hopefully it's not too early, but yeah. Yeah, random fact. Tip number 20. When I was in college, my sophomore year in college, I didn't know anyone. My freshman year, I was dating someone and wasn't really talking to many people. So my sophomore year, I thought, let me put myself out there. So I joined a pageant. It was the Alpha Pi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Miss Black and Gold pageant. And in that pageant, I placed second runner up, which is 3rd place. I took the 3rd place prize, that was fun. And I wanted to keep doing it and go on from there, but life hit me and I got pregnant. So yeah, that didn't happen. Tip number 21. I actually taught myself how to whistle. So for the longest time, I did not know how to whistle. And I was like, I'm going to teach myself how to whistle. So for a while, I would pierce my lips and blow out. So it'd be and eventually one day, I was able to do it. So yeah, I can whistle now. Okay, tip number 22. I don't know what age this was. I just know I was really young. Probably like 5 maybe. I had like these long pigtails growing up. And one day, I guess I got scissor happy and I went into the bathroom, grabbed the scissors and cut off my hair. So I had a long ponytail and then I had a short ponytail and then I had, they were like all different angles and lengths all over my head. Yeah. So I'm on that, journey to getting my length back. Yes. Tip number 23. I have a few different nicknames. Growing up in elementary school, I used to be called Gigglebox. And then, even until this day, my family nickname is Gigi. And Kyler, he calls me GA, he calls me G. So yeah, anything in that area of GGA, those are the nicknames that I go by. And I'm fine with it. I like it. Tip number 24. So I'm not a big fan of green tea, but when I tried the Gold Peak green tea, baby, it had me. Whew, that honey is good. Let me drink wine on that just cause. I got me thinking about some green tea. But yeah, that's my favorite drink. If I'm not drinking that, then I'm probably drinking water. I rarely ever drink wine. So yeah, thought this was a fun mommy night, so why not add some wine to it? And last but not least, tip number 25. Yes, 25. My favorite quote is, "The devil knows your name, but calls you by your sin. God knows your sin, but calls you by your name." I love that quote. I really do. When I first read that, I don't remember where, probably just Google or something, and it just stuck with me. So yeah, you'll find that on my Instagram. Yes, so guys, that is 25 quotes for you all. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I appreciate it. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, press the notifications bell so you can know when we post our videos, so you're alerted to that. We are 46 subscribers deep, okay? And we're on our way to being monetized, but we're not there yet. We need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So currently we are at like 11. So let's get that up, okay? Let's get that going. I'm so thankful that y'all are here. We love you. Join the KG crew. And guys, yeah, stay tuned for Sunday. Sunday is the wisdom tooth extraction video. You're gonna love it. It's so funny. I think it's funny. I think I was crazy. I was like a loony, okay? And foolish. So stay tuned. You want to watch the whole video on that one because it's well worth it, okay? So I appreciate you guys for being here. We are so thankful for, joining our family, watching us. If you have any video ideas, please add them in the comments. We want to know. I have a lot of ideas, but if you have something that you want to see, please comment it down below, okay? Thank you so much.